third live video that live recording that we're gonna do. And welcome back to Alex. How are you?
Hello, thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm a bit tired from my exploits, but I would say it's good to be back, but I'd be lying somewhat.
Yeah, it did. It did look like you were having a good time, and it seems like you played a lot of chess as well. So some people might be wondering why there's only two of us. I think Johan's trying to join at the moment, but he just joined with a black screen, so he'll join hopefully in a few minutes' time. But go on, Alex. You obviously, where did you go? What did you get up to?
Well, before I start myself, I think it's worth noting that it's a good job this stream doesn't have zero tolerance, or Johan would be getting defaulted, wouldn't he?
Yes, he would be. Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of my travels, I started in Lithuania. Sort of traveled around there, and then went through Estonia, Finland, Norway, and ended up in Copenhagen at the end of my trip. So yeah, it was pretty good. Saw a lot, did a lot, crammed a lot in, but yeah, it was really good. And I think summer's the perfect time to be in those places as well. So successful trip.
Cool. And you were telling me before that you played some more chess.
I did play some more chess after the Lithuania debacle. When I was in Tallinn, I saw a guy with a board set up in the old town, and he had a clock there and he had no opponent. So I thought it was time for a bit of redemption. I could go and take on some hustler, beat him, and get back my pride. He's one of these chaps. He was wearing a mask and to hide his identity. So I kind of knew he was going to be quite good. And he had a little box there for donations, and I told him, I'm not paying you to play you. Like, come on, I'm a serious player. But I said, if you want, I'm happy to have some games. He's like, yes, it's fine, whatever. And yeah, with white, I was better. I was outplaying him, and then on increment, he got me, and I blended a piece. And then when I was black, he just crushed me. He killed me so badly. So overall score for my trip was played 3, lost 3.
Did you find out how good he was?
No, I mean, so I was speaking to him because we even in the last Olympiad, Wales played Estonia. So I was speaking to the guy, like trying to work out, about, but he wouldn't tell me anything. He's just like, no, like it's a secret. So
that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the way he was saying it was as if he's like super famous, because he said, yeah, usually when people ask me, I tell them I'm Magnus Carlsen. I was like, I don't know. I didn't really like the guy, to be honest. So it's even more annoying that I lost him on those grounds. But I think he was good. I'd say he was certainly 2300 plus.
Welcome, Johan. Nice of you to join us.
Thank you. Sorry, technical issues.
Technical issues. I was just going to say, have you actually played any people on your travels when you're in the Central Squares and things like
that? Just in Ukraine, I think. Yeah, what I said about last week. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
cool.
But nice countries. I did a similar trip to you, Alex. But I did it in sort of October, November-ish. So it was getting a bit cold.
Yeah, I'd imagine, because I was in Riga last year in November, and it was frozen all the time.
I slept outdoors in Riga, and it was cold. I nearly died, I think. So it was I just slept under some bench or something one night, it was really cold. I've never been so cold in my life.
I mean, I assume that wasn't planned, that you slept under a bench. I assume that you had some accommodation.
No, it was semi-planned. My bus was arriving into Riga at 3 a.m. So I was like, I'll save some cash. I'll just sleep for 3 hours just somewhere random. And it was a good experience. To be fair, I enjoyed the hostel the next day because it was warm.
Wow, the lengths that you go to travel around Europe, and you're kind of both doing that quite well as well, which is good. You both probably played in more European tournaments than I have then.
Oh, I should imagine so. Yeah, definitely.
I completely missed out on this opportunity when I was in my 20s to go traveling around, for a few European
chess. No, I was just traveling around.
But you have played other European tournaments, you haven't?
Yeah, a few. But when I was probably around 20 or so, maybe 19, 18, 20, around that time. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, on today's show, obviously, we're going to go over the Welsh Chess calendar. There's quite a few updates that have come through. A few people are emailing in, which is great to have. Thank you very much for those emails. Great to have feedback about what Welsh Chess players want to see on here. And I'm always looking for more things to add on, to advertise events, advertise your club or your club events that's going on. Please let me know about them. Email in to welshchesschat@gmail.com. We've got some tournaments, a couple not in South Wales, which are actually on the ECF calendar. We'll come into that in a second as well. I'll have a look at a summer program from one South Wales club. Have a look at the Welsh Chess ratings again. I don't think much has changed, but we are coming up to the 1st of July, so it could be interesting. A couple of tournaments coming up for me. And of course, I know that, Johan, we might have a small update onto your training, although I know you want to keep it quite secret. Alex is going to give us a 4NCL update, which will be good to hear. And we might swiftly move on to Johan. You just let us know about how your streaming's going. And also, I didn't get a Welsh word from you last week either.
Need to set an extra one, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you keeping tabs of ones I've already given you? Because I forgot.
You've only given me one, which was Casteth for Rook.
Casteth, okay.
Casteth, and it's spelled like Castell, but it's Casteth. Is that right? Yeah.
There's two L's, so that's like a sound in Welsh. Right, okay. So, yeah.
Okay. Casteth. Right, I can do that because I do want to start notating in Welsh with my letters. So I'll try and use C for Rook instead. But okay, let's have a look at the Welsh calendar. See what's going on here. It might be obviously very small actually on the screen actually. So let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit. For people to see. Of course, everybody can go and look at this themselves. And still probably not big enough, but we need to see the whole thing. And so they've got some updates on here. And the one thing that was surprising me, and I actually nearly mentioned this 2 weeks ago or a week ago on the stream, is that there's actually an Aberystwyth Rapid Play this weekend. Oh, no, not this weekend. It's coming up, though. A week on Saturday. Did you know about this, guys?
Yes, I saw it, but they have it on chess results, and there's like one entrant, so it's they don't update the entry list, or they haven't got any information about it. So
when did you see it, Alex?
Oh, like a month ago at least.
Oh, wow! Just on chess results, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I think it appeared there something like 40 days ago. I guess if you go on, you can even check. So I think I was just searching for something else, and that came up. And I clicked it, and it had one entrant, which was the organizer.
But I saw it on chess results as well, because you just click on Wales, don't you? And you see what people are updating tournaments. So I was like, what's this Aberystwyth thing? I've got absolutely no idea. Oh, and by the way, I've actually learned how to spell Aberystwyth in doing this. I didn't know it was Abery. I wouldn't have put that Y in after Aber.
Didn't know what? I mean, that's quite good pronunciation as well, John. Fair play.
Oh, thank you. The training's coming on well then.
Not bad.
It's not the easiest one to say, is it?
But yeah, no, I'm just surprised this tournament seems to have crept up on us. And I feel like I didn't really know much about it at all.
You've got it here. 68 days ago, it was added to chess results. So it's been there a long time in existence, but
it's not been on the Welsh Chess Union calendar at all. They put it obviously on this top notice here as well, which is good, but things need to be added onto that calendar. I assume that it doesn't have to be a Welsh Chess Union event to go on the calendar. It can just be any tournament, surely, in Wales.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Yeah, good. But anyway, yeah, people watching.
Draw a crowd. Oh.
You okay, Johan? Has he frozen for you as well, Alex?
Yeah, he's having a shocker.
He's having a bit of a shocker, isn't he? Okay, right. Well, so a week on Saturday, 1st of July, there's the Aberystwyth Rapid Play. I'm playing in a tournament in Crewe up here, so I won't make that one. But for many people, it's not actually. How far is it to get to Aberystwyth for you, Alex?
Oh, it's pretty difficult. I don't know for people who drive. Well, it's at least a couple of hours, but by trains with, so that's also pretty bad.
Okay. I think Johan's trying to join again now. I think this is telling us that we all need better computers as well. Okay, so yeah, that's the Aberystwyth Rapid Play coming up this week on Saturday. Obviously, you can find more details on there. Not much to update from the calendar. It's pretty much the same as when we looked at it last time, apart from Aberystwyth Rapid Play being on there. You can click on info actually here. So have you not seen the entrance here? Because I think there's more entrance than that.
Oh, they keep it off chess results, do they?
Well, I mean, this is the entrance at the moment.
It's too small. We can't.
Yeah, you're not going to see it. And I'm not going to zoom in and then zoom out again. But you got Rudy's in it.
Oh wow, there's the winner. So if it's Rapid Play, no one's going to beat Rudy.
Yes. Well, I mean, I think there's a couple of strong players in there. Jane Richmond as well. That's the other name that I obviously remember. And there's another one of her teammates called Jonathan Bourne. I don't know if oh no, it was James Bourne that was a junior who lives near me when I was growing up. But no, there's a few 1800s there, and Rudy and Jane are over 2000 are the only ones over 2000 at the moment, from what I can see. But it looks like a great, a good event. Somebody's trying to start something up there and do some chess. So good luck to them is what I say. I hope it goes well. But yeah, the calendar's not got much of an update from that. That's Aberystwyth covered off. Do you know when Rill is, Alex?
I didn't know Rill was happening.
Rill is on the English Chess Federation calendar.
Do you know which month?
Rill is on the 22nd of September.
Oh, that's quite a long way away. Okay.
So Rill is actually on the English Chess Federation calendar. Tournament up here in North Wales, shall I say? I don't know why I'm saying up here, seeing as I'm just a bit further across. But I assume 22nd of September is a Friday, is it? Yeah, so Friday night, so 23rd and 24th of September. That's what it's in on the ECF website as. So hopefully it'll start filling up because that's not been on for a while, I don't think. Have you played in Rill before, Alex, Johan?
Never. I don't think I've ever played chess in North Wales, to be honest.
Why not? Was that Johan just making noise then?
I think so. I mean, you both seem to be freezing quite a lot, to be honest. But
yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to get a better computer for this next week, I think, and make sure it's a bit better in the future because I'll upgrade my computer for it. Okay. So Rill's on then on the 22nd September, and I've also had noticed that there's a tournament in Swansea, November 11th to the 12th.
West Wales Congress, I guess.
Yes,
right?
West Wales Congress. So we're starting to get some dates coming through of these tournaments. And obviously we hope that they appear on the calendar in due course because we're trying to plan our weeks, aren't we? We're trying to plan our tournaments for next year. It's in order to travel into them. I think there might also be an event in Newport coming up, but we're waiting for more details about that at the moment before releasing any more. Okay, well, let's move on. We've got a summer program here, Alex, because we've got some excellent work that's been done by the North Cardiff Chess Club and their tournaments on a Tuesday night. But this is not North Cardiff. This is Cardiff Chess. Is this your chess club, Alex?
This is my club, the original Cardiff Chess Club. No, it's fine. We like North Cardiff. But yeah, we have throughout the summer, but I think ever since I was a junior, for every Wednesday, Tuesday, through June, July, and August, we have just some kind of fun event on, really different time control, thematic, various ones. People go down. It's quite lighthearted. And yeah, we just play these tournaments. We have a different member of the club organising one each week. And yeah, just throughout the summer, we have these events, which is, I think, really good. And yeah, sometimes we have For the more popular events, upwards of 30 people playing. So yeah, it's
Wow.
quite well attended.
So what's can anybody enter these tournaments?
Yeah, anyone can come along. So the majority of players obviously are members of Cardiff Chess Club, but the invite's open. So I know we've had people from North Cardiff Chess Club come and play, and there's nothing to stop anyone from any club popping in if they're free and want to participate.
And can anybody just walk in off the street and play if they wanted? So would that be okay?
Yeah, also okay. So it's a 7:30 start. So as long as they're there by 7:15 and know how to play chess, I guess would be a good start. Then they're welcome. I mean, some of them can be a little bit confusing for beginners. For example, we have Fisher Random the first week, Chess 960, as some people call it, and that was you wouldn't want to, I guess, play that as a beginner, but yeah, anyone's welcome.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And what's the cost to enter these tournaments?
Oh, they're completely free. It's just our club night is a Wednesday. We have the venue booked every single Wednesday, apart from one Wednesday on Christmas. So yeah, there's no cost to anyone.
And does that fill up the venue then, the 30 people that are playing, or is there space left? Or
so we have one large room which most people can fit in, but we also have a couple of smaller rooms. So when we have a normal club night, we then have other rooms where people can analyze. But if needs be, we can put more boards in there. So probably we could go up to maybe, if we had enough, maybe 50 players. I don't think we'll ever get that many, but I think there would be the capacity there for that if we needed to. And
it sounds great, to be honest, and it's great that you're open up for other clubs to come and play in it as well, because I know not every club is as big as Cardiff or North Cardiff. You know, some clubs will probably be the size of about 5 people, I should imagine, and so. It's good that you're running such a comprehensive list of events. And I must admit, reading down this list of names of events: Casual Chess Club AGM, Material Handicap Tournament, Blitz Tournaments, Endgame Tournaments, Double Fishy Random Tournaments, and then there's one here that's it's got your name all over it. The Caro Khan theme tournament. What on earth is going on there?
So yeah, in general, like I said, throughout the summer, everyone gets asked if they'll volunteer to organize a tournament. And historically, I've taken ones that have been really easy to run. I've done sort of like a 10-minute one or a 5-minute one where you just have to do pairings. And otherwise, you can sit around on the evening not doing much. So Joe Vitale, who puts together the summer program and does great work doing so, got in touch and said, what date can you do? Which one do you want to do? So I thought I'll take one for the team and do one that requires a bit more effort, but also I'm going to make everyone play the Caro Khan for the evening, because I think everyone in Cardiff Chess Club at some point has just made fun of me for no reason for playing the Caro. Give them all a taste their own medicine. So yeah, I think it will be six rounds, and there'll just be a different. I've picked some fun positions in Caro, so not your typical pawn structure, swapping off all the pieces to an ending. So it's going to be 6 fun Caro Khan positions, and they're just going to play from there. And
so hang on, are you saying that there's 6 different fun Caro Khan positions available?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, white has the fun in a lot of them. So there is a couple where black will have a bit of fun as well. So yeah, and probably next season we'll have everyone in Cardiff Chess will be playing Caros after a time.
I think you might have missed a trick there, though. Actually, Alex, what you could have done is you could have just found the most boring line there is, and then just have them play that 6 times.
I mean, I would enjoy that personally, but some people just don't appreciate the subtleties of such positions. So
yeah,
and I want people to attend the event. I don't want to say I'm doing a boring Caro tournament and then it's just me there.
No, it might become a staple thing. Like you have this massive excitement of all these different events, and then in the middle of all of this thing, you have like the legendary Caro tournament, where it's just like you play 10 moves off for a draw, and then everybody just moves on, and you're there just in your element, like playing on, for 100 moves, grinding out a win against a H5 pawn or something.
You see, he knows it. He knows.
I do. I can't get it out of my head. I know what goes on now because you talked about the Caro so much. I mean, I thought I talked about my French so much, but I've got nothing in comparison to you at the moment. Okay, well, I mean, Joe did contact me as well and let me know about this, but 7:15, completely free of charge. If you're already a chess player, then obviously great, you can just join in straight away. If you're completely new to chess, then probably not best to try and play in it, but maybe it would be a good idea to go and watch, and I'm sure there might be some spare people to play some casual chess with as well. I mean, you've even got a casual chess night on here as well too, so that's so the next one is what, next week then? Oh, so that was last night then.
It was.
You didn't get back last night, did you? Or
I got back 3 o'clock this morning, so I was traveling home at 7:30 last night.
oh wow, okay, so yeah, you didn't play. So who won the Blitz tournament last night? Do you know, or was it fun?
I have no idea about the last 2 events. So I attended the Fisher Random one on the first week only.
Yeah,
which was what, like Sam Dukes.
Oh,
but I think what that showed, the Fisher Random tournament and a couple of others as well, sort of especially time and material handicap, is anyone can beat anyone in these events as well. I think in the Fisher Random, I drew with an 1100 rated player, and I was very, very lucky to get away with that because, yeah, within those random, you can do all kinds of stupid things. I had a queen on a8, and I allowed the guy to go knight c7.
Yeah,
my queen was boxed in the corner, and you just, in normal chess, because you know what's happening, these things can never happen. But yeah, lots of opportunity to take scalps.
Yeah, I've seen a few. It's something that I really want to get into, actually. But it's one of those things where I barely find enough time to work on normal chess, let alone try and put the effort into Fisher Random chess. But it does seem like a lot of fun, and it does seem like just there's almost like kind of like a little bit of a barrier to learning. You need to learn how to castle in it first of all, don't you? I think that's quite a problematic thing, which I'm not going to ask you to explain. But then you need to learn about kind of like the opening kind of tricks that you need to look out for. I should imagine there's quite a lot of common themes that pop up.
I mean, I think the thing is actually you don't need to know much at all just because of how many possible starting positions there are. So there's never any, there might be the occasional theme, like if your queen's in the corner or your king's in the corner, don't allow a knight c7, a knight f7
Yeah.
type of thing. But other than that, I think it's just good that people can't play theory. And it's just, I guess normal themes apply in that you want to gain space, get your pieces out. But sometimes it's really awkward to do that because trying to develop a bishop on a certain square will end up blocking in your other bishop. And yeah, it can be quite chaotic, but it's good fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well done to Cardiff Chess Club for putting this on. And this has been running for pretty much every summer, hasn't it? For years. Is that right?
Yeah. When I was a junior, it existed. And yeah, it's always been there.
Well, great. And obviously open up for everybody to play in it. So get yourselves down to. So where's the venue? What's the venue called? So it's on Wednesday evenings. I can see that. Where's your venue? Somewhere here.
It's still called. I don't know if it's still called the Cardiff YMCA. I know where it is because I go there. But
okay, YMCA Plaz Community Centre, 2 Shakespeare Street, Cardiff. Okay, and it looks like that this website's cardiffchessclub.org.uk for people watching wanting to go on that. But yeah, click on summer program. Looks like a great list of events. So well done to them. And obviously, there's a lot of chess going on in North Cardiff. A lot of chess going on in Cardiff. So yeah, let's hear about some more chess as well from all around. If other people are running some more events. So okay, yeah, so that's the summer program. Let's have a look at the ratings just to see, make sure that you know. I think you've gone down, Alex, if I'm not mistaken. You were plus 50, and when we click on it again, I'll click on new for you just so we're sorted that way. You're only plus 44 now.
Interesting. I didn't lose any games, but
so why have you gone down? I thought you were plus 50.
Yeah, I think I was.
There's a lot of games there.
Well, some people are active players, John. Some people, actually play chess.
You say that I'm not an active player. I mean, I didn't even think I did that active, but
I wasn't directing at anyone in particular. There are some people who actively associate themselves with Welsh chess, and there are some people who don't.
Oh, that's in your opinion, though, isn't it? About actively associating yourself with Welsh chess. Okay, I mean, there must be some losses. Maybe they've just added in these things. I mean, I didn't realize you lost to Jay and then Sam in two games back in March in a row.
Were they in a row? Yeah, I did lose to Jane.
And then you didn't lose for oh no, you did. You lost to Sam again.
Lost Sam twice, yeah.
And then Joe as well. These are the ones that are hurting you, Alex.
Yeah, see, that was my last loss, I think, though, against Joe. Oh, no, I lost to Yichin. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, you can be forgiven about Yishin, can't you? Or Yichin. Okay, well, I mean, it's still, to be honest, to be fair, Alex, it's still very good games as well for you, but not really much has changed. There has been a few, I think maybe a few added games on here. I know that I did get an email about the ratings that, not many people, if they do play abroad, do send their games in for rating. And so if you can do that, please, if you're watching, it's really help out people to do the ratings. I think it's just if you just go on to the WC officers, which is here, and then you can see who the rating officer is, which is International Rating Officer Director Paul Lawson's the Director of Rating Officer at welshchessunion.uk. Just send your games in there, or just let them know where to find them, and they can add them in. But okay, we're on to South Wales Internationals coming up. Crew Congress is coming up for me. That's a week on Friday, actually, for the first game. Guess who's entered, Alex?
I have to guess who's entered.
You have to guess. So my main competition beforehand was Gedimas Sarakauskas.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I'm still second seed, actually. I might be third seed. I haven't checked. But somebody that you know has entered.
And they're a worse chess player than you?
No. Very similar. Maybe definitely better in your mind.
I mean, what's their nationality?
England.
And they're better than you, but they're lower rated than you.
No, well, similar rated, yeah.
Are they from up north?
Huh?
Are they from up north?
Hello, just have a guess at a random name. You know this person.
A random name? What, like Tim Hilton?
Well, he's not over 2,000, is he? Or 2,100?
Oh, I can't even think of anyone over 2,100, really. An English player over 2,100. Have I ever played them?
Ooh, that's a very good question. No, but you've spent a lot of weekends with them. Well,
this sounds slightly dodgy now, doesn't it?
Well, you should have done. Maybe not as many.
Stephen Jones.
Yes, Stephen Jones.
Ah, my man. Oh, yeah, he'll have you, yeah.
he might well have me. Who knows? I really look forward to playing him, actually, because he's a good player. I look forward to having a good battle against him. But yeah, I thought you'd like to know that Stephen's playing, because he's actually from Warrington, is how I know him, because we played for the same junior club up in like kind of North Cheshire, shall we say, when we were growing up. And I was significantly older. So I went to do a simul there. So there's a photo of me doing a simul. And him and Martin Brown are like two little kids. I think they might have both beaten me or something, or at least drawn with me or something. It was quite. I was like, damn it, what's going on here? This simul stuff's a lot harder. It was the first one I ever gave. So yes, the Stephen's playing in crew, which will be FIDE rated, which won't be very nice if he does beat me. But look forward to a good battle. But it does link us in quite nicely, and we are racing through some of the topics now, Alex, which is quite good. But what's going on with the 4NCL?
So 4NCL is an interesting one. I've not had an update for a while as a captain, but from the last updates we had, venues and dates have been provisionally locked in for next season. So the first thing is it looks like 4NCL will go ahead, which I know at some point there was a small doubt about it. And the only thing left to iron out is how the structure is going to work next season. So no, divisions 1, 2, and 4 basically remain unchanged. And the divisions 1 and 2 will just be 12-player all play alls. Division 4 will be a Swiss, and then there's Division 3 in the middle that's causing a few issues among 4NCL captains. So they want to basically make Division 3 same as Division 1 and 2, just a 12-team all play all, which would be the 4 relegated teams from last season's Division 2, the 4 promoted teams from last season's Division 4, and then teams finished 3rd and 4th in Divisions 3 West and East, which I think is great. I think it would be strong enough for example, West's best second team and Revelware would both be in that, and I think it would be really competitive. But some of the captains have kicked up a bit of a fuss, saying that if they finished 5th in Division 3 West, why should they be relegated to Division 4? um, which is not. I mean, it's not really a relegation, but it also is. So I kind of understand it, but like, there's no real solution other than that. So I hope they just stand firm and say this is what's happening, like it or lump it. But we've not had.
I mean, since when has that ever been the case, though?
Well, I don't know how much power the captains have. I mean, I did send many emails saying, can we never play in Daventry again? And eventually they moved away from Daventry. So I'd like to take claim for that one. But yeah, I'm not sure. So hopefully they'll get confirmation soon. But it's pretty big because it only affects a small percentage of teams. But I think 3 of the 4 Welsh teams are affected by the decision. So yeah, it'll be quite important when it comes.
So I guess just for people who are watching who don't play for NCL, obviously most of the weekends are at Daventry over the past few years, which was, I mean, obviously a very nice place, very nice hotel, and a nice kind of, was it a village or a town? Town,
I guess. Yeah.
Just about to go in and visit in the evening too. But what was the big problems with Daventry?
I think the big issue with Daventry was accessibility by public transport or lack of. Because Daventry doesn't have a railway station, so the nearest one's Long Buckby, which almost no trains go to, or otherwise you're talking, places quite a long way away. So that was definitely an issue. And as a 4NCL captain, there's nothing worse than getting a reply from someone saying, yes, I'm available to play if someone can give me a lift. And it's just like, what am I supposed to do with that? Is that a yes or a no? Because then it's like, it's not my job to sort someone's transport out. But then at the same time, if you want someone to play, you end up forwarding emails between 2 people.
Yeah, and it's like, can't you just sort out your own transport and sort out if you can play? It's almost as if like if you say yes, I can play to something, and it's almost like, but you want to be picked up at your door and then dropped off at your door at the end of the weekend. Kind of like taking the mick a little bit in a way, isn't it? You should be able to sort yourself out.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. I mean, I think it's always fine when you have a group who sort of like just always go together. When it's someone, they don't have anyone living nearby, or they just, expect it. Oh, well, I'll play for your team, but you make these arrangements, then it can be quite difficult. And then obviously the biggest bugbear are the people who say, yes, I can play. And then sort of in the week leading up to the event say, oh, actually, I can't get to Daventry. And I'm like, well, did you not check that it didn't have a railway station? I mean, what did you think was going to happen? You're just going to turn up at your local train station, buy a ticket to Daventry and go? So if people do that to me, then it's happened and they've never played for West is Best again. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the thing. We deal with different personalities, and some people just live like that, don't they, as well? So it's quite interesting how they get on in life as well. And I guess sometimes they just say, oh, I can't make it then, and then that's it in their mind. Not everybody's as prepared as need be. So obviously we got relegated, didn't we, last season in Division 1?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think if you look at our first team, you think it was always going to be a big ask to stay up. But I think then winning the first game against a Celtic Tigers team that was stronger than us was actually a huge result and a great start to the season. And then losing the other 10 games, I think was, disappointing, definitely. Because I think the squad we have and the players we had out for all the weekends was definitely capable of doing better. But yeah, it just wasn't to be. But I think we're one of the teams, though, where I think we're quite lucky. Even when we get relegated to Division 2, we keep the same players. No one says, I don't want to play because it's Division 2. So as that happens, I tip us to bounce straight back up and, get promoted back to Division 1. So, yeah, hopefully we'll have a good season in Division 2 and make light work of it.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm quite looking forward to it because wasn't there some venues at Telford this year coming up?
There's, quite a lot of Telford, I believe. I'm not sure off the top of my head for whom, but I think we have at least 2 weekends there.
Yeah, because I can commute to Telford, which makes life a lot easier for me as well, which is quite nice. I'm just thinking about it though, and where are those dates for the 4NCL? Because
No, they're just in emails sent to the captains. They haven't been, because they're not finalised. They are provisional.
I see. Yeah, it's all right because I was about to go, where are these dates for the 4NCL? But then thinking about it, I've actually seen some, but they're only because they're having massive problems with venues, aren't they?
Yes. So the email we received was, I mean, people were complaining about how long the email was, which also wasn't helpful, but it was really, really long. He went into great explanation about the issues with venues. Most of it appears to be with costs and and them not wanting to give up playing space for free unless we sell a ridiculous number of hotel rooms, etc. So I don't know what the issue is and why we've only got these rooms, these sort of provisional venues and dates. But I get the feeling it's something to do with they're holding them. But if something better comes along, they'll happily throw 4NCL out and offer them out to weddings, etc.
How can I'm trying to put myself in the people that organise the 4NCL and thinking, how can they be confident that like it's not going to just completely throw into disarray one weekend, that it's just not going to happen?
Well, I think because they use Bridge Overseas to do it all, I think once they're actually locked in, then they won't get kicked out. But it's just this, whilst it's all provisional and up in the air. So I think, I mean, again, I feel like usually in early July, they do have stuff sort of sorted and open up entries. Okay. So, hopefully fairly soon, and everything will just be a lot calmer. But we'll see.
Okay. So thanks for that. And obviously, West is Best is obviously a mainly Welsh team, or at least 50%, shall we say, Welsh team. And then the other Welsh teams are.
We have Revelwia, who are an entirely Welsh team. Who again had a good season last year. So it's similar to West is Best 2, just missed out on promotion to Division 2, but should form part of the new Division 3. And then there's also the Full Ponty, who I think have one of the best names in the 4NCL. I mean,
I do like that name.
It is very good. And they've in Division 4, but depending on how things go, they might sneak into one of the Division 3 cuts if again they run 2 Division 3s. But that's up in the air. But I think that's just the 4 Welsh teams. I don't think there's any others. Of course, there's Welsh players playing for other teams, but for Welsh or mostly Welsh teams.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's good to get an update on them and see what's going on. And let's hope that, obviously we can hopefully get promotion back to Division 1 for the season afterwards as well. But it's a bit of a strange world. I mean, I'm hunting around for venues at the moment for the Staffordshire Junior Championships. And I can completely understand. I was expecting to pay like £200, £300 for a day. What do you think? How close do you think I was for some of the quotes that I've actually got back?
I reckon they're going to be somewhat double of what you were thinking.
No, we're talking more than that. I've been quoted £800 for a day just to hire a venue for a junior chess tournament.
When you say venue, is that just one big hall or?
Well, this one in particular would have been a school hall plus a few classrooms for the parents to wait in, shall we say? I think you're talking really that some venues you can, if you get a venue for £500, I'm told that you're doing really well. But last year I paid £100 for a venue, or would have paid £100 for a venue.
Okay.
So I think there's some year-on-year kind of things, and everybody's just the venues are definitely going up because, of course, I think all the hotels, some of them have been taken over, haven't they? Didn't they have some issue with? I mean, obviously it's not an issue because they're supporting, wasn't it, migrants as well coming over, or refugees, was it actually? Perhaps I think there's quite a few, especially here in Stoke-on-Trent. By the way, it's all in our local news that apparently a lot of our hotels are being used for this purpose, which is, I think, good. Let's give them somewhere to stay, but I think it's also putting pressure on the hotel industry as well at the same time. Okay then, well, Johan's not here to talk about his streaming and 2 Welsh words, and maybe he's listening in chat. Maybe he can give me some Welsh words to do if he is listening. But he has been typing in the chat. Alex, have you seen? or not?
I did see some. I didn't really read it, but I saw he was.
Yeah, he says it's not working, so we can't get in. And he says Chess 960 is great for training, which I agree. Although I've not done it. And we had an update. Board Archive has told us that the Aberystwyth Town Chess Club's website just managed to get it on the WCU calendar. Okay, yeah. So we can have to go for that. And who's Sigma Duck? Is that Joe, or is that Sam, or somebody?
No idea.
Don't know.
I'm sure they'll tell you now.
Apparently, Greg won the Blitz. I guess not much of a shock there, but I guess he can be beaten as well. Okay, well, the only other thing that have you got any other business now? So I've got one more thing I want to show.
Well, I mean, the only thing I had, I don't know what your thing is, but if we had time, I was going to ask you sort of your thoughts about the South Wales International, sort of as a player's perspective.
Yeah. We'll give it to that first. I've just got some games from I played in Title Tuesday this week. Basically because Johan played in it the week before, and I was like, go on and I'll play in it. I didn't realize it was on at 10 o'clock because I've been going to football 8 till 9. I've been having a bath when I get back, and it's just been too late to play. Whereas I stopped playing football because it's so hot. So I'll show you some of those games in a second. I thought they were absolutely shocking, the standards. But go on then. What's your questions about the South Wales International?
So I think when you look at the entry list this year, I would say the top end is weaker than usual in that I think, last year you'd have been seeded not in the top 10, right? You'd probably been maybe number 12, 13, 14 seed. So this year going in as number 5 or 6?
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at that and I'm 6th now, but Boris has just entered.
Boris.
Chatters. Boris Chatters is in.
That's good.
Oleg Kornev, good. I think Oleg was being in for a week or so, but I think Boris is the new name there. But yeah, I was the 5th seed, and I was looking at that, Alex, thinking, well, the first few rounds here, if there's 41 entrants, I know there's a few buys there, but it's going to go down to, let's say, 20 players, then 10 players, first couple of rounds again. I mean, you remember my game from first round last year?
I do.
So I don't really want those type of games, but no, not too happy with the field at the moment is my response.
But then, given that you're now seeded higher, do you go into the tournament with a particular aim of saying, I guess if you were a lower seed, you might go in saying, I'd like to gain rating, I'd like to scalp a higher rated player. But if you're seeded 6, are you going in thinking, actually I should be competing, or what's your thought process?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that's happened in the previous years is because I've been so down. I mean, even last year, I still would have backed myself, but I've kind of been out of the prizes. Whereas this year, I'm actually looking at it thinking, okay, there's going to be a lot of draws between these guys at the top. It's not actually going to be that much. If I click on, is it the entry form? No, it'll be regulations, or it'll be South International. Here we go. We actually have a look at the actual prizes. Then yeah, I am starting to look at these, thinking, okay, I could definitely get up the top. It's not going to take that much luck, shall we say, to even potentially start competing for these first, second, and third prizes. And there's also a best non-GM title player prize of £200 as well, which I've not actually. I don't think I ever go into these tournaments thinking about these prizes. By the way, I've never gone into it thinking, oh, I want to get at least third so I can get the money. Maybe at the very end of the tournament in the last day, then I start looking at things like this. But now this is probably the first time that I've gone into it thinking, oh yeah, these prizes are definitely within reach. I could definitely win that. But I don't like going into it though thinking about the prize money. I just want to play some good chess and have some fun. Is that what you expected, or?
I mean, I think that's probably the right answer. I wasn't necessarily even thinking so much about prize money. It's just I don't know, like say if I go into a tournament sometimes where you're sort of like a higher seed, you're thinking I should be at the business end here. Like I should be spending my time on the top 3 boards all the time and fighting for the victory even if I don't get it. And sometimes if you're a lower seed, you'll go, you know what? Yeah, I want to play some of these guys, take results off them, gain a nice bit of rating, and that'll do it. But I think sometimes it's just interesting to hear, like, mentally what people are thinking going into tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I was down like in 15th, 20th, so to speak, and there was like, I don't know, 10 to 15, like we're talking GM to IM strength players, then I can understand that ratings are accurate, ratings are there for a reason, and it shows you where you technically are. But no, I'm in that to try and win it, to be honest, however unlikely. And one of the things that makes me laugh about it is that I know that I really want to play these top 5 players. They're my opponents that I want to play. But there's some really strong players all the way down here. I mean, I know Jacob Boswell, he's from my local area. He's not going to be wanting a draw with me. He's going to be trying to play on to a win. Alan Byron is coming to my All Play All in August. Tom Brown is coming to the All Play All in August. Oscar, I don't know too well apart from the online stuff. Olivia did well last year. I don't know much about David Malaberti.
I've played him a couple of times.
He's from France. Is he living in Wales or something? Or
no, he's French, but he's one of these guys who he just travels around playing loads of tournaments abroad. So yeah, I think I've seen him at so many events abroad. I'm like, oh, it's him. And,
but then you got these this is kind of like the deadly range now. You got Tim Cat 2062 as FIDE rating is.
It's big losses.
I need him to game before I play him in August, because otherwise we're all going to be on a negative EV against him. Because 2062 for Tim is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd be losing like 13 if you lose to him, 14 even. Yeah, quite a lot. Even if you draw with him, you're losing 3-4 elo. It's expensive.
Peter Maroshenko, he's making his trip over again.
I think he's good for the tournament, Peter Maroshenko. At 2043, he's just like anyone down to like 20, 30th seeds. It's a good opportunity for them to play in IM, who they often wouldn't play in other tournaments. So yeah, it's good to see him coming back.
Yeah, and obviously a whole host of Welsh players here who paid a lot of money to enter, I should imagine, and hopefully we get some good upsets. I remember, was it when was it that Jose lost in the first round? How many years ago was that?
Jose, 2019, he lost to William Phillips in the first round, right? And then still ended up winning the tournament.
I know. I couldn't believe it. He lost his first round game, and I was just like, who is this chap? He's just lost his first game against somebody 300, 400 points lower rated than him, and then he comes back and wins the tournament. And he beat me on the way to doing it as well, which is really annoying, the fact that he beat me. To be honest, though, Alex, I'm hoping that there's more entrants, to be honest. Over that 2200 range. I'm hoping that there's a few more that come in. I mean, there's no Keith Arkle that he usually turns up to play in previous years. Has he been every single year or just last year?
He's a regular, I think, actually. So I think it's very unusual.
Who else could there be? There was a few people from last year that were in that kind of 2200 range, wasn't there? There's a height.
I think there's quite a lot of English players because John Richardson, Alistair Hill were both there.
Yeah.
Of course, Jose himself.
Yeah. Greg's not entered yet.
Greg didn't play last year either.
Yeah, it's about getting time off from work, though, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, I think it's probably more difficult this year to get time off than last year as well, because it now runs over 2 weeks. It's a double day on the Friday as well, isn't it? The first round.
Let's have a little look. Regulations, I guess. So yeah, Friday's a double day. Friday the 7th of July. You got a game at 10:30 and 5. Saturday the 8th of July is a game at 5. But there's actually a junior rapper play during the day.
Interesting.
Obviously, I can't play in that, but I might turn up just to see what it is. And then, 2 games on the Sunday, 1 game on the Monday, 2 games on the Tuesday, 1 game on the Wednesday. So it follows that 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 format.
Probably. If I had to make a recommendation, I would say that they should run a Friday evening game and have double days on both weekend days, and then go 1-2-1 on the days after. Because I think if you've got a weekend on a Saturday where you're not playing till 5 o'clock, everybody's free on a Saturday. It feels. Yeah. I think it just maybe would help with entrance. You know, if it's 3 days off work, or 2 days even, because one of them's just an afternoon game, it's possible. But I think, yeah, with that Friday and then wasted time on a Saturday, it just becomes more difficult. But also, I appreciate they probably have issues trying to tie the venue down and stuff. So don't want to criticize too much.
Yeah, I mean they've done the junior rapid play in that morning slot for the Saturday. So maybe they wanted to do that, which I can kind of understand. But I get your point as well, because if the game's at like on the Friday, you'd have to take the whole day off. But if the game's at 5 o'clock on the Friday, I guess you could just work till 3 o'clock or something, or I guess at least worst 4 o'clock, and then make the match.
Yeah, I'd probably start early, take a shorter lunch break, or maybe turn up to the game like a little bit late, but not. Yeah, it would be possible to get there.
Yeah,
but yeah, taking a whole day off is difficult when you just spent 8 days annual leave in Northeast Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess obviously it depends on the tournaments that are within that calendar year as well, which make a big difference. But yeah, okay. I mean, hopefully we'll have a look at this next week, because obviously big news coming there. Hopefully there'll be some more names, more targets, shall we say, at the very top. But it's good to see these Boris and Oleg at the top. Peter, last year's winner, and of course Daniel and Jack there, and all the other names. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that tournament. So I've got crew first. I thought you were going to potentially make it for crew. Was that ever on your list of to do?
I did have a look actually, but I just couldn't justify it. Again, it's difficult to sort, and then the entry list was not great at the time when I looked. There was kind of yourself, Sarakauskas, and then that Bernard Chan, and there was a lot of players who were. There was a huge gap, and there was nobody basically between 1800 and 2200.
Yeah,
a huge
thing.
I don't know. It wasn't.
A lot of them have gone in the major. A lot of 19. I think there's some 1900 in the major section actually.
Because the floor's quite high.
Yeah, and there's just not enough 2000 plus rated players to fill out the open.
I see. No, I would have liked to have played, but I get a feeling it will be end of August before I find anything.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, any other thoughts on the South Wales International before I show you my terrible chess games?
No other thoughts. I think the only thing is it's a shame they don't have a round on a Thursday, so myself and Johan could have commentated on your games. But I'm sure we'll still be able to rip them to pieces on the Thursday after it finishes. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure.
Won't be missing out.
When Stevens beat me in the last rounds, and so yeah, it leapfrogs me because I was half a point ahead at that point, and so then you'll be cheering in the stands and everything, which would be good. No, I mean I played the entire Tuesday, and to be honest, I'm completely rusty. I plugged my mouse in for the first time in what feels like actually more than a year to actually play some blitz chess online. I thought, okay, might as well give this a go, and I was just a bit surprised. And you see my rating's actually quite low. I'm 2330. I'm sure I can probably get that over 2400, maybe towards 2500 if with effort. That's not going to happen. But I was just a bit surprised to see it here. This is in round 3, I think it was, and playing against an IM from Argentina who's obviously significantly higher rated than me. I was just a bit surprised, Alex, that.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I played the Stafford Gambit, and I was like, okay, well, let's see if he knows what to do. I mean, it's only been over pretty much every single streamer's kind of YouTube channels and streams ever. And Eric Rosen does a load of stuff playing it all the time. Everybody's played it. People have gone through it during the pandemic, playing the Stafford Gambit. He must know what to do against the Stafford Gambit. But apparently not. So he goes knight c3, which looks like a great normal move. Then he plays d3, and I go knight g4. And how does he?
What?
How does he guard the f2 pawn?
Is he already just go bishop e3, right? Is he just losing or worse already?
Yeah, basically, he goes bishop e3, and I don't know what to say with the bishop or not. I'm sure it's somewhere there. I don't really know the Stafford Gambit very well. I kind of just play it on a bit of a whim, just to see if what carnage I can create. And yeah, basically, I'm just winning here, and we get a few moves played. He can't castle, so he plays here check here, and then I play the right move here, but I don't follow it up correctly, and because I'm so rusty, I'm taking too much time. And I've still got 2 minutes at this point, but this is really where I took 30 seconds to play this move was a bit bad. I should have played that a lot quicker. It's just such an obvious move. And then he plays rook f1, and basically here I've got a win, which I miss, and it's almost like a clear win as well. Although maybe it's not that easy.
Castles?
Which side?
Good question. I mean, I thought short.
Yeah, I think I should have done. I just bottled it here, basically. I castle queenside. But I think the computer says that I even win his queen after pawn takes pawn. I think this is right. Because he can't take back with a pawn.
Yeah, so queen takes, I guess.
So I'm assuming queen takes is the only critical move. And I think there's just castles check. And I think the point is, and we'll look at bishop f3 in a second, because that's just popped into my head. I don't know what to do against that. But if king g1, you just got bishop d5, and there's mate on g2.
Okay, that's nice.
But I just didn't know. I don't know what to do against this move. Actually, is this maybe just this? I don't know. What happens here?
Is bishop d5 still? I mean, I don't know if it's winning. It's still pretty strong, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay, the queen can stay close on d4, but maybe just taking on f3 here makes a lot of sense, and then the white king's still, ripped open, isn't it? And still do a lot of damage. You might even do rook takes bishop here, followed by rook f8.
Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it?
King e2. So yeah, maybe just taking on f3 is okay. Should be good. Yeah, but okay. And basically, I didn't do that. I castled queenside, and after this move, I just started to lose the thread a little bit. And I thought here I should be able to mop some stuff up, but then after queen f3, I just started. You look at my time, I'm down to 28 seconds, and I just haven't got I'm not in the practice of it. I'm not in the zone of it. So therefore, when I'm down to 28 seconds, I just fall to pieces. Just play rubbish moves. So I just end up taking, and just it's probably not even a lost endgame, but bishop pair in an endgame should be okay. And then I just end up doing some silly stuff and get myself into probably a lost endgame and lose on time, which is really bad. But I showed this to Johan as well, actually, and he was quite surprised. That actually, I beat one of the highest rated players that I've ever beaten before in the first round. But it's not an IM, it's only an FM, I'm afraid. 2600 FM. So pretty proud of this game. Not because of the way that I won. Right? The way that I won was terrible. So it's just some King's Indian stuff with C5. So we're trying to transpose this to some weird Benoni. And we get some stuff done. I don't even know if I'm meant to take here or not on E5.
It looks good.
I don't know. I mean, I was just playing around. I deliberately played bishop f3 here to entice e4 to go back, thinking it was good, and it was just not very good at all. And he goes rook a7. This Emerald does. Goes rook a7. I go knight b5. He goes g5. So I take the knight and take the rook.
That's a whole rook.
It's a whole rook. So it's just a whole rook blunder. But it's not like there is super down on time now. And knight b5, it takes 5 seconds to play g5, and then I take here, and then it realizes that it's just a whole rook down, and knight c6 is threatened. But the funny thing is, though, It's actually really difficult to win here, a whole rook up.
Oh, no.
It's really hard to win this game, a whole rook up. Your time's ticking down. You got 1:20. I've got more time than this person. I'm actually thinking, how do I actually win this? What do I actually do? What do I do? I can't go knight c6. It's a pinned. I'd love to go knight c6, but he just takes it, and then he's back in the game because it pinned down the d file. So I go rook d1 to play knight c6, and he gets out of it and says, I'm not swapping off any pieces with you. And I'm just like, how can I actually go forward? I end up playing g3, which I know weakens my king. And then I get quite lucky because check. My king is nearly mated in some lines here. If he gets f3 in, like f3 and then something like queen h5, queen takes here, I'm just dead. It's over. Game over. So I give this, but luckily I've got checks on his king, so he can't go to h8 because of queen c3. But obviously queen h8 now is a really big threat. So I thought I nearly had him here, but he finds bishop takes knight, and his king's got the e7 square. So I take, he goes bishop e5, and now my queen's blocked off. He's still potentially going f3, queen h5, or queen f4, queen h2 mate. This is seriously what's going to happen. I was like, I'm a rook up. I can't lose to this person after having a rook up. They blunder the rook against me. What on earth I'm doing? So I go back to c2, expecting f3 to be played, which it does. I go bishop f1 to guard the h3 pawn, and I thought, oh no, queen f4, and I'm dead. But luckily, I've got rook g3.
Oh.
I didn't even see it. Didn't see it. He goes e3, and then luckily here I've got queen takes here, rook g8, mate threatened, and then after this I can just take everything off. And I nearly lost here, thinking I was going to lose on time, but I remember that you gain 1 second per move. So, like for example, here I just gave away a free pawn. Just gave away a free pawn. Nothing but time pressure and just not being used to it does this. How terrible I am, but eventually I'm able to just break through and just take all the pawns, and then I can win this because it's easy. You don't need to think. And he still played on here. The cheek of it.
Zero.
I probed it to a rook at the end just to say that I gained time by now, you see, because I was able to play so quick. So I was pretty happy about that.
Well, good results. I'm not going to compliment the game too much.
No.
But I think the best thing was how long it was, because on Title Tuesday, when there's not many games left, people start watching the remaining ones because they want the next round. And I love the thought of all these like GMs just watching your game. You trying to win this position a rook up.
Rook up. But why can't this FF win? I'll rook up. I'll just leave you with this final position, which was my last game that I played before I didn't play all the games. I kind of stopped halfway through, and it was getting late, and I hadn't planned to play, so I was in a bit of trouble. But this is my final position where I ran out of time against 2780 GM. What do you think about the position?
I mean, White's just winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, totally.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't even be difficult to convert, I imagine. I don't see where any counterplay is coming from.
Yeah, I mean, it was just shocking. He just missed things left, right, and center. I couldn't believe it throughout the entire game. I was expecting to be some hammer blow, but he just kept on playing terrible chess. The only thing that he did well is not use much time compared to me, which I thought was just a bit shocking. I was expecting better play. I was expecting to get absolutely annihilated, and then it just didn't happen, which was a bit strange.
What was his name? Do you know?
It was ZU. It was ZU. Sorry, he's like a 2500 GM, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, decent player, but I guess you get opportunities like this in Title Tuesday, and then just got to take him. So I think I'll probably play that in the future, actually, because it's I think it'll be good training as well, and maybe a bit of fun. So hopefully I'll get better as the weeks go on, and I'll have more things to show as we go on from there. Right. Okay. Well, Alex, any final thoughts from yourself?
No, I think I'm all chessed out and ready for a first proper sleep in a couple of weeks, to be honest. So.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you back. I'm glad that you've had a good time on your travels. You can catch me up on some other details as well, maybe later. But yeah, no, thanks everybody for watching. Johan unfortunately had some technical issues, so we're not able to do the Welsh words again. So he's going to have to show me 3 Welsh words next week in order to brush up my Welsh. But I still know what Castell is. It's the rook. So that's the only one I know so far. Week on Saturday is Aberystwyth Rapid Play. So obviously, if you want to join in that, you can do. But thanks very much for watching the stream, or if you're watching on record as well. Please give it a like. Apart from our technical issues, then hopefully we can keep doing this and keep people informed with what's going on with Welsh Chess. Any emails, questions, or extra things you want us to discuss, please let us know. You can email me at welshchesschat@gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye, everybody.